Clara being upset with the way she was always treated in the house. She decided to live in a separate world. She no longer eat any food cooked by her mother and her elder sister. She spends 95% of her weekends in her room. Her sister Olivia is always jealous of her because everyone loves to be around her due to her love and kindness she has always shown to everyone. But Olivia, on the other hand, usually studied Clara. So she decided to tarnish Clara's image so that people would completely lose trust and interest in her. Then she made up her mind to make everyone dislike her by all means. Olivia and Clara attended the same school and were in the same class. Clara was a brilliant young girl. Her education was even sponsored by the school. She got a lot of awards from different competitions and was always given double promotion, and this made Olivia hate her even more than her foe. The next day, during lunch at school, everyone in the classroom has gone out for lunch. But Olivia came back to the class to implicate her sister by putting one of her friend's snacks inside Clara's bag. After this evil act, she sneaked out of the classroom. After about 30 minutes, everyone was back to the class. Then the announcement of the missing snacks got to the class teacher. She ordered the class captain to check everyone's bag, and Clara, who was the class captain, began to check everyone's bag. But while searching the bags, she forgot to check her own bag. Not until when Olivia shouted at her to check her bag. On checking her bag, she realized that the missing snacks was inside her bag. The class teacher couldn't believe her eyes, and she became extremely annoyed that such a brilliant and trusted young girl could take part in taking what does not belong to her. So she told Clara to quit from being the class captain, telling her a thief can never be the head of the class. Upon the way, Clara pleaded, saying she was innocent. The whole class couldn't believe their eyes, but most of them didn't believe it was Clara's handwork, so they decided not to talk bad about her. Olivia was so eager to tell her mom about what occurred in school, so she rushed home. While Clara was thinking of who did that evil act, she never thought it could be her sister, not until when Olivia confessed, putting on a bold smile. Ever since the incident happened, she has been given a nickname, Silent Thief, both in the house and at school by her sister. Then Olivia told Clara that she has not seen quarter of what she is going to do to tarnish her image completely. She even vowed and swear. She said she was going to chase everyone away from her and was going to make the school withdraw the scholarship from her by all means. The next day, they were expecting their aunt, Auntie Vera. She has promised the girls that she was going to pay them a visit so that she would be able to take the girls out for shopping. So they got dressed, and finally Auntie Vera walked in. They both embraced her and then was set to go after a lot of discussion with their mother. After the shopping, their aunt dropped them at the entrance of their house. Then she began to find her way back home. Clara has been looking for an opportunity to talk to her aunt about what she is going through in her family, but she couldn't find any chance because Olivia didn't seize a second to leave her. So she decided to keep mute about the matter. Clara's gift was hijacked by her mother, who confronted her and telling her that she did not worth a person who should be receiving gift from her elder sister. She went to her room wondering what was really happening to her. After 3 months, Clara and Olivia moved to another class after the long vacation. They were now in senior secondary school, so it was time for Olivia to show Clara her hatred for her. One afternoon, the proprietor came to their class to give them some advice due to the fact that they are now in a senior class. After giving some helpful advice for about an hour, the proprietor started to look for his phone. He searched everywhere. After a long search, they found the phone inside Clara's school bag and between one of her textbook. Everyone was shocked, including Clara herself, because she knew that she could not take what does not belong to her. This is the third time something like that would be happening to only her, just to tarnish her image. The first time was the missing snacks, which made her lose her position as the class prep, followed by the missing wristwatch of her best friend, which made her lose almost all her friends who trusted her, including her bestie. Now this is the third time. The proprietor's phone, which is going to make her lose her scholarship because it was given to her by the proprietor for being brilliant and trusted. She was given a letter to give to her parent. This letter was to tell the parent to visit the school the next day, which was a Wednesday. The next day, their mom visited the school, and she was told that the scholarship which was given to Clara was withdrawn. She was supposed to be given a suspension letter, but the proprietor said he only pitied her by withdrawing the scholarship. Their mom didn't bother to plead because she wasn't interested in Clara's education. She didn't care at all. Clara was always staying at home whenever Olivia goes to school. She felt rejected and needed some help. She thought of what she could do, but a thought came to her mind. She decided to call her Aunt Vera. After speaking with her aunt for a while, her aunt told her that she was going to think about what they discussed and was going to give her some feedback. She told her aunt what she has been going on in the house since when their father left them, and what has been going on in her school. Meanwhile, her aunt already known what was going on, so she had to think about some solutions to the problem on ground. The next day, their aunt decided to pay them a visit, telling her younger sister that she would love to take Clara with her. Olivia and her mother were happy, but they didn't express it so that the aunt would not know that they never wanted her presence in the house. After Clara and her aunt left the house, Olivia began to ask her mom who Clara was to her. She has been asking her mom this question right from when she was a kid, but her mom has been giving the same response, that her mom and her dad died in a ghastly accident. But all this were lies. She never told Olivia the truth because she doesn't want Olivia to treat Clara like her sister. She wanted distance between them. Clara was able to continue with her education with the help of her aunt. Her aunt's husband died 20 years ago due to a ghastly illness that eventually took his life, leaving Vera with no child, no happiness, and a broken heart that can never be healed. And she vowed never to remarry because of the love she had for her late husband. So she has been lonely all these years, wishing her dear husband could come back to cheer her up again, like it used to be when he was present in her life, even though she knew that it can never be possible. So she was really happy having Clara around. She treated her like her own, to the extent that people who knew that she has no child ever since the death of her husband thought she had a hidden child, because the love she showered upon her was more than enough. Clara never lacked any good thing. Clara lived with her aunt for a good 7 years, and now in her final year at the university studying medicine. Then she decided to ask her aunt why her mother and her sister dislike her, to the extent that they never called to ask if she doing well ever since she left their house. Vera, please, I have a question to ask, and I want a quick reply because I have an exam today at school. Go on, my dear. I am all ears. Do you really think Olivia is my biological sister? And that woman, do you think she is my mother? Please, do you think they are my family? Didn't she tell you anything about your background? No, she never sent me to tell me anything. We must visit them this weekend, her aunt said, lifting herself off the sofa, leaving Clara confused with her mouth wide open, without getting a word out of it. Hopefully the weekend came by. They were both prepared to leave as early as possible, just to get there on time and return before sunset. The moment Olivia sighted Vera and Clara, she rushed to meet her mom, who has been down with fever for the past 2 weeks, telling her that Vera and Olivia are at the door. After telling her, she went to welcome her aunt. Her hatred for Clara was still in her heart, but seeing how Clara has grown to be a beautiful and gorgeous lady made her jealous to an extent that she couldn't hide it. She wasn't able to further her education, not because of money, but because she wasn't a serious student and she had to repeat all the time. So she gave up thinking of going into business. Vera decided to go straight to point after too many greeting. Sharon, Vera said, calling her name for the first time in many years. She only call her name when she is upset or over-exited. She normally call her princess instead of her real name, because of the love she had for her only sister. Sharon looked up, furious to know what was on her mind, and the reason why she called her by her name. Why hiding the truth from Clara all these years? She paused for a while and continued. Now I want you to tell Clara the real truth about her background. It took about 5 minutes before Sharon could utter a word, but finally she decided to say something. Well, my husband picked you up from the street as an infant, saying you were abandoned by your miserable parents, or maybe they were dead. Out of his nonsense pity, he decided to bring you to my house. Then I was heavily pregnant. He asked me to take care of you, daughter of a bitch, knowing I was heavily pregnant and needed no stress. Ever since he brought you into this house, bad luck started chasing us. He started losing contracts, Good luck started waving bye to us. Even when I wanted to give birth to Olivia, I labored a whole 3 weeks. I really thought I would lose her, and I knew it was part of the bad luck you brought into this house. We started selling most of our properties because we were in debt that we didn't know we owed. 2 years after you came into our lives." She paused, took a deep breath. "He got into an accident that took his life. He was crushed that his bones could not be put together to form one. If he knew, he wouldn't have brought you into this house. He should have left you there to die in your bad luck, you daughter of Jezebel. I curse the day you came into our lee." She couldn't finish before Vera stopped her from talking. "Enough of your nonsense talk. Stop spilling nonsense. She brought no bad luck to your family. You just choose to be wicked and heartless. She has been living with me for the past 7 years, and I have no regret. She brought good fortune to my home. You shouldn't hate her because you don't know what tomorrow holds," she said and turned to Clara. "Clara, you asked me last 2 days if she was your mother, right?" Clara nodded, feeling sad and happy at the same time. "She is not your biological mother, and Olivia is not your biological sister. But don't forget you have a family sitting right in front of you," she said, holding her hand tight. Olivia didn't utter a word. She was just nodding to what her aunt was saying and looking at Clara with more hatred in her eyes. They left the house quietly after the meeting. After 2 years, Clara graduated as a medical student with a first-class degree, which made it very easy to get a job at her dream hospital in USA in California to work as a doctor, getting a nice payment every month. With this, she was able to live her dream life and taking good care of her. And at the same time, she got promoted almost every year because of her being a hard-working lady. The chief medical officer, Mr. Lucas, has always been watching how hard-working Clara was and always complimenting her for being a good, truthful, and hard-working doctor. Mr. Lucas, in his late 60s, has a wife and 2 daughters, but one of his daughter has been lost for over 20 years. Mr. Lucas is said to be one of the most famous and richest doctor in the whole of America. He has different hospitals and medical institutions in America and other countries. One morning, Mr. Lucas stepped down from his car looking good and healthy. He responded to all the greetings from his staff. But something unexpected happened. As Mr. Lucas was about entering his office, he fell heavily on the floor and soon became unconscious. His bodyguard noticed this, ran to him, checking if he was fine, but no, he was not. He called the attention of the nurses and was moved for immediate treatment. Mr. Lucas has the symptoms of anemia and would need blood transfusion, but no one in his family was able to help because the blood type was not compatible, so he needs a blood that matches. But because of his kindness towards his staffs, they all wanted to be a donor to save Mr. Lucas' life. But none of them blood was compatible, except from Clara. Her blood got tested and it matches perfectly. Mr. Lucas was very happy after Clara saved his life. When Lucas' wife Lizzie got to the hospital, she couldn't get her eyes off Clara. She kept saying she has a feeling that Clara is not just an ordinary doctor in that hospital, that she is more than that. Everyone started saying things in each other's ears that Clara and Lucas' wife Lizzie look very much alike. Clara, after noticing it, kept checking herself in the mirror and decided to take a strand of hair from Lucas for some examination. She went to visit Mr. Lucas the next day at his home for some treatment. She was welcomed not like a doctor but more like a family. So she stylishly got a hair strand from Lucas' head and headed to the hospital. After the test, she noticed he was her father. She became confused, then she rushed home to meet her aunt. After telling her aunt, she suggested that they visit Lucas' family by weekend. Mr. Lucas was shocked after seeing result, then he requested for another DNA from a different hospital just to be sure. But after a few days the result was out and she was said to be his long-lost daughter. The family was so happy that they had to throw a big celebration for the return of their lost daughter. They thanked and compensated Vera for taking good care of their daughter, and Vera was welcomed into the Lucas family forever. Mr. Lucas explained that when Clara was 6 months old, she got missing. After Clara's birth, her mother fell seriously ill. that they had to get a nanny that could help in taking care of her. He said they woke up one morning and couldn't find her and the nanny. They searched everywhere in the house. They reported to the police, but they couldn't locate her, but was able to locate the nanny, who was found dead under a bridge. They didn't know why the nanny took her out of the house, so that was how she got lost. But they were always hoping in their hearts that she was doing fine. The news got to Olivia and her very sick mom, who has been suffering from leukemia known as cancer of the blood for the past 3 years. The doctor has already stated that she only have few months to live. Hearing that Clara is the daughter of the wealthiest doctor in America made her slum, hitting her head on the cold tiles. After rushing her to the hospital in Arizona where they lived, she was transferred to the hospital where Clara worked in California for better treatment. Clara noticed she was the one with such critical condition. She began to feel pity and wished she could do something to make her live longer. But she has only 2 months to live, not on her own but under medication. Olivia had no choice but to ask Clara for forgiveness. Not that she was deeply sorry, but maybe she could be favored by her financially. But Clara forgave her, but decided to avoid her all the rest of her life. Exactly 2 months after, Olivia's mother died, leaving Olivia alone in this world. Olivia became helpless and useless. She sold her father's house to travel to another country just to start a new life. But she was duped. All the money was gone. Where would she start from? She often asked herself. She went to Clara to beg her to help her financially. Clara, who was always ready to help. She wrote a check of $300,000 to start up any business she can or go back to school. 23 years, Clara became one of the best and famous doctor in the whole of America through her father and also being a hard-working woman, and was able to become a multimillionaire and was able to get the best future she has always wanted for herself. Moral lessons: always treat people well, even though they are not related to you, because you don't know what tomorrow holds, and always learn to have a heart that forgives. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting and educative stories like this.